Good evening, CPA fans, and welcome to East Nashville Magnet High School, formerly East Literature, here in East Nashville, as CPA comes over to take on the Eagles of East Nashville. Your Lions come into the game undefeated, as do the Eagles. So something's got to give tonight in this district matchup. Big game here early in the season on this December 7th. A very cool evening outside. I was just out there. Not cool, actually, not just really pleasant, actually, more of a fall-like evening. But now in the gym, it will be summer-like rather soon. It's going to be a hot night tonight inside the building here in East Nashville. If you're just joining us, which you probably are, we just went on the air, the girls, CPA Lions girls team, defeated East Nashville earlier by some 32 points. Lions a convincing victory. There's Coach Legate down there. I see you're getting a high five. You see her on the left side of your screen getting a high five from a couple folks. Coach Legate's squad goes to 6-1 on the season. And now it'll be the boys' turn. See Coach Drew Maddox there in the huddle with his team. They come in 6-0, as do the Eagles. Scouting report here in a moment. First, the starting lineups. Braxton Bonds, number 1 for the Lions. Coleman Spann. Well, he got that one wrong. It's Thomas Richard, 20. Braxton Blackwell, the 9th grader. Here's Jalen Lindsay, the junior. And who'd I miss? That's it. Spann. The Lions come in. Thank you so much. Got the starting lineup now for East Nashville. It's going to be, here we go, look at this. Patrick Smith. Terry Holt, number 15, will be the engine that likes to drive East Nashville's team. Russell starting there, 25 also. Bobby Scott, a senior, number 3, will start. Familiar names and faces if you're a CPA fan. The past year or two, we've seen a lot of these guys for what was East Literature and is now East Nashville. This is Phil Newman bringing you the broadcast along with Derek Pentico tonight on production and Joseph Newman on camera. We brought you the girls' game. If you were joining us for that one, we hope we're on the air. I want you to text me if you would, please. I'm bold enough to give my number out here. That's crazy, isn't it? 615-347-5163. Text me to say, I can see you, I can hear you, it's good. Any comments you have on the game, feel free. Jumping it will be Russell and Lindsay. Ball knocked out of bounds off of East, I think. Yeah, CPA basketball going left to right on your screen. It'll be the freshman Blackwell inbounding it to Bonds. Full court press put on by Scott. Bobby Scott on Braxton Bonds. Bonds on the lane, kicks off to Lindsay. Lindsay goes up, lays it up. I almost said slams it. He lays it in instead, though. Lions lead by 2 early in this one, 7:42 to go in the first. Stolen by Blackwell. Blackwell slips. Blackwell passing, though, stolen away that time by Upton, number 2, out of bounds off of Upton. What happened there, I think Blackwell lost his footing momentarily and couldn't quite get that pass cleanly. So the Lions will have to start with Bonds at the point. Right now we have high post, Blackwell and Lindsay. Lindsay switches with Richard. Richard is back this season. Good to see Thomas. Big ankle problems last year. Coming off a great football season for the Lions is Thomas Richard, number 20, in the game. The junior. Bonds will inbounds. Lions lead 2-0. It is Lindsay. Ball stolen away that time by Russell. Russell gives it off to Smith. Smith will bring it across. Guarded by Spann. Kicked out of bounds by Blackwell. It is Coleman Spann, number 2, the player who's now almost called him something else earlier, his first name. It's Coleman Spann in the game. No seniors on the roster for CPA. That's right, no seniors. Right now for the Lions, it's going to be juniors and under, and of course a lot of experience. We have players who've been playing for several years, including Lindsay, who started playing as an 8th grader, so he is a junior now. It's his 4th year on the varsity. Good D right there, but rebound, nope. Off of Russell, 25, out of bounds. That's poor blocking out, if I may be honest about that. Nobody blocked Russell out. Blackwell looks long, but goes short to Bonds. Bonds brings it across the timeline. Bonds to the corner to Span. Span back to Bonds. Bonds aside for Richard. Blocked. Richard blocked again. Out of bounds off of Russell. So good pass inside to Richard that time. And good defense played by East Nashville that time. 2 blocks in a row. 6:41 to go, 2-0 Lions inside of Blackwell. Blackwell makes some room, goes up. My goodness. That freshman is amazing right there. He did a good job of a little bit of a clear out, not clear out, but a little bit of a dribble step move. And we'll try. Okay. Lions lead 4-0. Out of bounds off, they're going to say off of Bonds. Coach Maddox is up on the sideline. Coach Drew Maddox, 7th season at the helm for CPA. Coach Jim Fay on the other side for East Nashville, been here a long time, longer than that. I can't remember the number of years, but Russell, good kick out, shot off the rim, no good. Rebound, Lindsay. Lindsay skies, brings it back to Braxton Bonds. 6:06 to go. Bonds drives, shoots, no good. Rebound off of Blackwell, out of bounds. Lions with their starters in still, yes. Bonds a junior, Richard a junior, Lindsay a junior, Blackwell a freshman, Span junior, I think. Foul call on the arm against Lindsay. I didn't see much right there, honestly. They called it, though. It looked like almost a foul, like in anticipation of the contact, but that's either way, the referee's always right. All right. So if you're watching us, or if you can hear my voice right now, if we freeze up or cut out, just go back and refresh the page, and it should reload. Free throw that time is good by Holt. Holt is a strong player for East. Now 4-2. His 2 free throws make it a 2-point game with 5:20 to go in the first half. Richard will bring it up. CPA will look to run. They don't like this pace right now. It's too low scoring. Foul called on the floor before the nice pass to Blackwell from Richard, but no basket. It'll be on the floor. Foul's called on Patrick Smith, his first, team first. Lindsay blocked by Russell. Here comes Russell the other direction. Russell guarded by Richard. Will go up, lays it in. Tie game, 4-4. Good play by Russell. Scott guarding Bonds. Man-to-man being played by the Eagles. Screen set up high by Jalen. Out of bounds that time, well, off of Russell. Coach Fay likes that. We see Coach Fay clapping right there. His T likes that aggressive play. Almost a turnover. Bonds trying to inbounds. Who's he going to find? He'll find Richard. Thomas is guarded by Smith. On the mid-stripe line, it's going to be a over and back call. And that excites the crowd on the far side for East Nashville. They call themselves East a lot, the Eagles, the East Eagles. 5:12 remaining first quarter. Low scoring game, 4-4. Maybe our first text of the game. We'll see. Nope, don't have one yet. I invite your text if you're watching. Here's a steal by Lindsay. Lindsay now to Richard. Richard. Oh, my, not quite. Oh, nice job by Thomas, though. For Blackwell, fouled. That time by Smith. Patrick Smith. Almost a thunderous jam right there, but not quite by Lindsay. So I was going to say this. If you're able to hear my voice, I welcome text 615-347-5163. 347-5163. Swish by Blackwell. Now it's going to be 5-4. If you can hear us, see us, hey, drop me a quick text. Say, hey, we're watching from wherever we're watching. If you're somewhere far flung away from Nashville, let me know that too. And any comments about the game. Shot is good by Blackwell. He's a freshman. Yes, he's a freshman. He goes out, though, and in comes for the first time another freshman. No, he's a sophomore now. Parker Howell is a sophomore, number 14. Coming off football season. Howell back on the hard court. Full court press is broken that time by the Eagles. Holt for 3, nails it. Holt is a beast. Terry Holt, he's their number one option. They want him to score the ball, and he does. They lead 7-6 now. Richard gets hammered, no call. Unbelievable that time. A lot of physicality right there. And also in the game right now is Jake Alsmiller, 23, playing good D right now against Upton, number 2. Will they trap? We'll see if the Lions employ one of their trap defenses here. Not yet. Pass, knocked away, stolen by Bonds. Not stolen, but to Bonds. Bonds will be fouled in backcourt that time by Upton. Lions trail by a point, 4:02 to go first quarter. Coach Maddox would prefer a high-scoring, up-tempo game, as he calls it, chaos. The Lions believe if there's chaos on the court, they can control the chaos better than most of their opponents. We'll see if that plays out tonight. Right now, no. Lions trail by a point, just under the halfway point of the first quarter. It's Braxton Bonds. Bonds down the lane. Bonds goes up. Bonds shoots and will be charged. Call for the no. It's a block. East fans can't believe it, but it was Scott called for the block. The game has gone by quickly, I'll say that much, but the scoring hasn't happened much. First foul called that time against Scott. Free throw is good by Bonds, 7 apiece now. Team fouls 1 for CPA, 4 against the homestanding Eagles so far. Bonds gets the roll that time. Lions back in front by a point. In come 2 new players for CPA. One is Andrew Manuel, number 5, also a football player coming back from football season. And who else came in? I lost it. Blackwell back in. So now it's Bonds, Alsmiller, Blackwell, Manuel, and Howell. There is across the timeline. Upton goes down the lane. Upton will go in. Foul on the floor called against Parker Howell that time as Upton drove to the hoop. No basket. Lions by a point, 3:38 to go in the first. Second team foul against CPA, the first on Howell. Here's Holt with the ball. Got a text saying audio is good. Thanks so much for that one. Appreciate that. Like to hear that. Hope the video is good too. I don't know. We'll see. Our camera is a bit tricky right now. Our camera angle is funky, so it may look a little crooked at times. I apologize for that. We're in a little bit of a strange perch up here. So here's a trapping defense played by CPA. Almost stolen by Manuel. Out of bounds off of him. Good D there by the Lions. 3:16 to go in the first. The pace right now, you'd have to say it favors East slightly. The Lions like to play an up-tempo game and hasn't played that way yet. It's early, though. We'll see. Here's a trap on Upton. Upton gets it out of bounds off of East. So good D that time by Bonds and Alsmiller. Jake Alsmiller is trying to get his legs back under him still after being injured in preseason with the ankle injury. He's getting back to his old self, and I know it's been tough for him to get to not be able to shoot quite as well as he did the last couple seasons just because of his foot. There's a 5-second call against Braxton Bonds, so it'll be a turnover on that violation. Coach Maddox is instructing Braxton, I think, about his passing options right there. Lindsay will come back in. Jalen has been out for a couple minutes now. 2:54 to go in the first quarter. Across that time. Now back out to Upton. Upton to Scott. Scott for 2. Swish. Good shot right there by Bobby Scott. Bobby Scott is a catch-and-shoot player, and that time he caught it and shot it. He had 32 points against Pearl Cone, so he is definitely a hot shooter when he gets going streaky. He's averaging 14.9 a game. Timeout call by Bonds. Bonds was in trouble that time. So with a timeout, we'll tell you quickly, East Nashville comes in at 6-0, 2-0 in district play, having defeated Hunters Lane, Creekwood, Sycamore, White House, Maplewood by 2, and they came back from a deficit in the fourth quarter to win that game, and then Pearl Cone. Lions are also undefeated at 5-0 and 1-0 in district play, having defeated Cane Ridge, Brentwood, Pearl Cone, Hume Fogg, and Good Pasture. And the closest margin was Brentwood by 5 points. So both teams undefeated, something we'll give tonight. Lions, of course, state champions AA last year. East Nashville was upset in the region semifinals last year by Lipscomb. The year before that, they were in the state final game, though. So Coach Jim Fay has a storied program right here, and it's always tough for any opponent to come into East Nashville's gym and do well. All right, it'll be inbounded by Blackwell. Blackwell to Bonds. Coach Jim Fay liked that one. Russell in on the play there. Foul called on Blackwell. First foul called against Blackwell, team third. Scott. Eagles lead 10-8 right now, and 2:07 to go in the first quarter. Game has slowed down a little bit the past few minutes here. At the line, it's Scott. Second free throw, swish. So both are good. It's 11-8, 3-point lead now for the home team. And it's Bonds to Zelnick is in the game, Connor Zelnick. Inside, looking for Paul Adams that time. Out of bounds, tip, they're saying. Tip by East Nashville. Coach Fay can't believe it. He thought it was just off CPA. He may be right. I didn't see anybody touch it for East Nashville. We'll see. Hey, referee just kept that one. Here's Blackwell running out front. Loses the ball, though. It's going to be quickly ahead and laid in. That time by Scott. Here is Bonds looking for Blackwell. Blackwell down the lane. Lindsay goes up for the rebound. Blocked. Foul is called against Russell that time. Fans can't believe it for East Nashville. It was Lindsay drawing the foul on a good rebound by Jalen to go up over, not over the back, but up over the defense. Russell's first personal, team's fifth. Lindsay swishes the free throw. Lions back to within 4 at 13-9. They were down by 5 a moment ago. Eagles subbing. Russell goes out with his first foul. Lindsay's shot no good this time. Rebounded. But stolen by Bonds. What a play by Braxton Bonds. Took it away from number 32 that time, Van Leer. That one's inbounded now to Scott. Bobby Scott guarded by Connor Zelnick on the full court press. What's the call here? It's a call against Connor. That may be right. Certainly it was not a foul against Braxton. It was. I thought it might be assessed to Braxton at first, Blackwell, but it wasn't. Defense continues now. Connor's in the game. Zelnick. Whoa, slipping right there is Scott for 2. Swish. Bobby Scott. He's hot right now. His team up by 4 again, 15-11. Lindsay down the lane. Can't quite get it to fall. Upton was there on defense. Scott for 2 again. No good this time. Rebound. Bonds trying to get it off the foot of Upton, out of bounds. CPA basketball. So that'll be a flurry right there of activity. Jalen tried to slam it, but it hit went off the rim, no good. Saw Craig Bradshaw in the house earlier. Craig's here, Belmont player, CPA graduate last year. We'll see if we can get Craig up for an interview here at halftime if possible. We'll try to. That was tipped, they say, tipped by East. Coach Fay can't believe it. Coach Fay thought that was off CPA. Again, that was 2 in a row that he didn't like. There's Richard, who's back in the game, to Lindsay. Lindsay up for 2. Swish. Nice play by Jalen right there. 15-13, 2-point game, 35 seconds to go. And a foul is also called against East. Basket counts. Wait, no, it's a foul against CPA. Adams. Okay, foul committed by Adams, but the basket counted. Thank you, Derek. Where's Paul? 32. There we go. Full court press. 31 seconds to go in the first quarter. Scott. Bobby Scott spins. Goes up. Blocked. Was it blocked by Adams? At least disrupted. Nice job by Paul that time. Here's Richard. Thomas will bring it across the timeline. Connor Zelnick in the corner to Lindsey. Blackwell rather. Blackwell has it 16 seconds to go. They'll take the last shot. Try to. Down by 2. Blackwell, 5-second count is on. Watch out. Down the lane he goes. Kicks it off to Connor Zelnick. Back to Richard. Richard will draw the foul. Foul called that time against 15 Holt. Coach Fay can't believe that one either. I think they have a case there. That one looked like maybe the ball got tangled up with the 2 players, but it was a foul assessed to East. Foul was called on the other Scott, his first personal, team 6th of the half. Blackwell to Lindsey. Oh my goodness! Jalen Lindsey slams it with 3 seconds to go in the first quarter off a pass by Blackwell. Last second shot goes in, and it counts. A 3-pointer by Holt. Wow, what a flurry that time. Amazing. I think Coach Maddox thinks the clock ran out right there. Boy, it was close. If we had replay, it'd be nice. I think Coach Maddox might have thought the buzzer went. I don't know. Coach Maddox now saying it's going to count. He had a question about something. Anyway, first quarter's over with quite an exchange right there. First, Blackwell up on the alley-oop to Lindsey for the slam. Then Holt takes it from about, not quite 3/4 court. Drains it off the bucket, off the backboard. No basket now? No, it counted. You didn't get it? Okay, we're saying we may have missed the dunk. I apologize if we missed the dunk. A lot of end-to-end action. We got to apologize for that. Anyway, it was just, if you didn't see it, I apologize, but take my word for it. It was Blackwell on the alley-oop to Jalen Lindsey for the slam, and then a quick inbound with about 0.001 on the clock. Terry Holt put it up off the backboard and in. So that first quarter started kind of slow-paced, and then it ramps up toward the end. And it ends with an 18-15 advantage for East. They have the ball, bringing it in. It's Upton against the trapping defense by the Lions. Spann back in, number 2. The starting lineup is in the game for the Lions, matter of fact. A nice pass. Holt goes up. Foul called on whom? Ah, my. Well, that was on Blackwell, I think. Let's see. Braxton, yes, gets the foul. That looked like he went straight up. I like that defense right there. 2 shots called. Second foul called against Blackwell. Team 5th. Shot is going to find the roll for Terry Holt. And back in comes Alsmiller. 3-point sharpshooter. Out goes Blackwell with those 2 fouls. Maybe Coach Maddox don't want to get his third one this early in the game. Shot is a swish that time by Holt. So it's now a 3-point lead once again for East. 7:40 to go, second quarter. Here in the gym on Gallatin, Main Street, Gallatin. Coleman Spann has the ball in the corner inside, blocked. Grabs it back again to Spann. Now to Richard for 3. No good. Rebound Russell comes out of there with it. Good job by Mr. Russell. Gives it off to Bobby Scott. Scott will bring it up, guarded by Alsmiller. Back across to Upton. Upton all the way across this time for Scott. Holt will draw the foul. Basket won't go in, but it's a foul committed by Spann. So, wow. Now we get the home of the Eagles sign going up. Maybe it was disrepair there for a moment. Who knows? It's Holt at the line. Swish. That guy is a player. CPA scouting report on him. He says he's their first option. One-on-one, looks to score. Likes to go to his left. 18.3 points per game. I think he's a leading scorer for East. So he's a player you got to at least contain somewhat, you would think. In the game is Manuel, number 5, along with Bonds, Richard, Lindsey, and Alsmiller. Now it's Bonds driving down the lane. Bonds blocked from behind that time by Bobby Scott. Upton goes in, lays it in. 24-15, 9-point lead, East. Biggest lead of the game for either side right now, 9 points. Lindsey looking for some help. Lindsay will pull it back out to Bonds, and they'll set it back up again. Different team from last year. They're missing Craig Bradshaw. A time alley-oop attempt for Bonds was off the rim instead of going to Lindsay. Bradshaw was quite a bit of an engine last year, so the Lions have to adjust to not having him, along with other seniors out of bounds. They're going to say off of CPA. Coach Fay thought it was a foul. Can't believe it wasn't a foul called against CPA that time, but it will be Eagles basketball up by 9, 6:26 to go here in the first half. Out goes Manuel. Back in comes Jake, or is that Howell? Parker Howell's in the game. Backcourt almost disrupted there by Richard, but it's going to be Upton. Runner, no good. Bounced around by Lindsay. Here's Bonds. Bonds will hold it up. Yeah, 6:17 to go now. It's Richard. Richard guarded closely by Holt. 5-second count is on. Allsmiller. Adams spinning. Howell. Not Adams. Parker Howell. I think maybe 14. Is that maybe a new number for Howell this year? I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. CPA basketball underneath, trailing by 9 points. Maybe the biggest deficit of the season for the Lions, although Brentwood was up by a few points as well in that game. Out of bounds off of Russell for East. 6:01 to go in the first half. Phil Newman here along with Derek Pentico and Joseph Newman on this Play On Sports broadcast. Referee saying cool it, Parker Howell and Russell. They were getting into it a little bit physically right there. This game has been physical the past few minutes. Here's Lindsay. I think East is playing it very close on defense, and they are willing to risk the foul call. Bonds drives. Bonds will be fouled on the floor by Russell. That will be at least 2 on Russell. I think it is 2 on him. On the arm. Shooting violation, or was it just a 1-on-1? Maybe one. It is Russell, second personal, team's 7th. So I'm not sure if Braxton was in the shooting. Yes, it was a 2-shot foul. Maybe not, actually. It doesn't matter. It's a good free throw, and in for East comes McGee, 14. Out goes Russell with those 2 fouls, and 5:54 to go in the first half. Braxton's second shot is a swish. Okay, great. Okay, thank you, Elliot Cherry, for your text. 5:50 to go here in the second quarter. Lions trail by 7, 24-17. Manuel, the rebound over the back on McGee, right? Yes, good. Good job by Andrew blocking out that time on the defensive rebound. And Torrey McGee gets called for the first personal. He's in the game just about 10 seconds. He gets called for a foul. Team 8th. So it will be Manuel to the line for 1-1. 5:42 till halftime. Free throw, no good. Rebound by the foul committer. Torrey Holt that time. Up to Upton. Upton will pass it off to Holt. Holt in the corner gets the roll. He is smooth. Terry Holt is smooth. And that time, he got a friendly bounce. 9-point lead again, 26-17 this time. 5:23 to go. Bonds will drive, draw the foul on the floor. No shot. The ball went in the basket, but it was before the shot. The foul was judged against number 12, Christian Scott. His first, team 9th. Wait a minute, that can't be right. I have a few fouls for him. Maybe not. But it's a 9th team foul, so it's 1-1 for Bonds. Nails the first one. Good job by Braxton. I saw Braxton quite a bit this summer in the gym at odd times, shooting baskets and working out. So he's definitely trying to hone his craft over the offseason. Second free throw is good as well. Manuel goes out. Richard back in. 5:19 to go. Lead is back to 7 at 26-19. It'll be a full court press put on by the Lions right here with Allsmiller, Bonds, Lindsay, Richard, and Adams in the game. For East, it's McGee, Terry Holt, Upton, Bobby Scott, And City, 21. City, 21. Okay, number 21. We think that may be a nickname. I don't know. It's his last name. Okay. All right. Okay, here is full court press. Broken by Bobby Scott. Up to McGee. Lays it in. Torrey McGee. Lead back to 9 again. 28-19. 5:02. Lions in some trouble here in the first half. Long way to go, of course. There's Lindsay with the ball, guarded by Holt. Coach Jim Fay is motivated to play CPA always. Alsmiller and his teammates, his team is also. Richard inside to Parker Howell. Spinning, no good on the shot. Couldn't quite get it to go over the rim that time. Here's Bobby Scott, guarded by Parker. No foul called, but a basket is good by Scott off the backboard on the baseline drive. 30-19, is that right? 11-point lead. 11-point lead for East against CPA. Here's Bonds. Back to himself. Can't get the bucket to fall. Tipped by Howell, no good. Bounce around. Foul going to be called on Jake Alsmiller. There was a jump ball called by one ref and a foul called by the other. Alsmiller, of course, is looking at the ref and pointing to him, the one who called jump ball. The other ref said foul, and he's going to stick to his guns right there and assess one against Jake. Jake's first personal, team's 7th, so it'll be 1-1 being shot by East Nashville. At the line will be Bobby Scott. Back in is Paul Adams, 12, Braxton Blackwell, 11, and Bonds, 1. Out goes Jake. And who else is in? Richard is still in. To the line is Scott for the 1+1. No good. Rebound to Lindsay. Bonds, rather. 4:13 to go here in the second quarter. Lions trail by 11. Now it's stolen away by Upton. Now up to Bobby Scott. Bobby Scott for 2. Swish. 13 is the lead. 32-19. A full timeout is called by Coach Maddox right here as the East Nashville fans stand and cheer, and they have every reason to do so. Their team is playing very well, shooting well, defending well, and leading this game by 13 points now, 32-19. So Coach Maddox will have to do some adjusting here in his staff. I should mention the staff for Coach Maddox includes Stephen Owens, Michael Cooey, Brian Alsmiller, Sugar Shane Young, and who else is down there? I think that's it right now. Elliot Cherry, not sure if Coach Cherry, well, he's got a baby. You're out there watching, got a new baby at home, which is exciting. Maybe limiting some of his evening time. And I don't see Coach Cooey, at least here tonight. He may be busy scouting, perhaps, another game. Not sure. Anyway, Lions, of course, led by Coach Maddox in his 7th season now at CPA. And overall record coming into the season for Coach Maddox at CPA, I had it right here somewhere. Where is it? 169-39 in those 6 seasons, 81% overall. Last year, 37-2, the best record so far. This year, 5-0. The Lions have not lost a game in 2012. Charge called against Lindsay. Holt, well, depending on your perspective right there, Holt either ran into you by Lindsay or he flopped very well. Hard to tell from here. I didn't see a whole lot of contact right there. Looked like a pretty good acting job in my assessment. So, it'll be a foul. It will be the second foul against Jalen. And the team's 9th. It's a player control foul, though, so no free throws on the charge. Coach Fay out there with the towel. Yes, Coach Jim Fay. Other duties as assigned. Every coach and athletic director knows about that. Just mopping the floor sometimes. And one day you're mopping the floor, one day you're doing a budget. So a little bit of everything. All right. It'll be Holt inbounding. He's played really, really well. And as his team has to 13-point lead for East with 3:50 to go here in the second quarter. Lions need to adjust. They're still guarding full court. McGee has it, guarded by Paul Adams. Good job by Paul. Knocked away by Lindsey. Good job. Blackwell has it. Braxton Blackwell to Richard. Richard goes in. What a play. Blackwell to Richard. Lays it up left-handed. Nice. 11 points. 32-21. Lions trail. 3:30 to go. Stolen. Blackwell to Lindsey. Lindsey can't get a hold of it. Lindsey, jump ball called. Lindsey with a steal away to Blackwell. Blackwell back to Jalen. Jalen couldn't quite pull the ball up off the floor, and it was a jump ball. Lindsey kind of looked to the skies up to say, I can't believe we couldn't convert that. Almost a steal and a conversion right there, but it will be out of bounds off of CPA. Full court press continues, 3:25. Second quarter. Stolen away almost by Richard again, not quite. Now it's Christian Scott with the ball. Scott double teamed, in trouble. Timeout called by East. A 30-second timeout called by Coach Jim Fay right there. So we'll reset here. 3:19 in the second quarter remaining. 32-21 East. 9 team fouls apiece. So the next foul committed by either team will result in 2 free throws. Every foul from here on out, matter of fact, will be 2 with a double bonus, so 2 free throws will be taken. East, good team, and they're playing well too. Undefeated on the season at 6-0. 2-0 in district play. They beat Maplewood and Pearl Cone in the district. Lions have defeated Pearl Cone, so there's a common opponent there. East won by 11 against Pearl Cone. CPA won by 16. Doesn't mean a whole lot. Referees now are confabbing right there about something. Not sure what, but we'll find out soon enough. Okay. What's the deal? Should it be timeout taken by East? It'll be their basketball, and Terry Holt will inbound. Russell's been out for a while with 2 fouls. Roselle Russell, 25 for East, one of their strong players inside. Man-to-man right now being played by CPA, at least for the moment. Braxton Bonds is back in. Bonds, Richard, Blackwell, Lindsey, and Adams. Adams guarding McGee. Three-pointer is good by Torrey McGee. Drains it. 14-point lead now, 35-21 with 3:02 to go. Screen set by Adams. Adams gets the ball back. Lindsey goes up. Nice. I like that one. Woo. Jalen with a sweet elevation and then a 2-pointer on the swish. Bobby Scott guarded closely by Bonds. Bonds now. Now it's Christian Scott for 3, no good. Rebound to Braxton Bonds. Bonds looks to run. Blackwell cutting inside across the lane, looking for, he'll travel. Yeah, they called a walk on that one. The East fans called it too. 2:33 to go. Lions trail by 12. Blackwell, well, the foul's been called on somebody. Now, hold on. Looked like it was a traveling call. Why is there a foul being called? I don't understand that. Down there, maybe. Well, it was a traveling call and a foul, I think. Well, anyway, it's going to be East basketball, leading by 12. They led by 14 a moment ago, the biggest lead of the game so far. Braxton Bonds. Now Allsmuller's in the game trying to defend Terry Holt, a tough assignment. But then again, Terry says, my bad, out of bounds off his leg. Paul Adams with it. Yeah, thank you. Maybe. All right. Well, that was not a foul call, actually. Yes, it was. So they're going to say the foul was called against Adams. Here's Bonds on the lane. Shot, no good. Rebound by Upton. All the way down to Bobby Scott, lays it in. 14-point lead again for East. 1:55 to go. Lions in some trouble. Here's Braxton Bonds. Inside, Lindsey, out of bounds off of Terry Holt. East Nashville is no question. They really want this game. I mean, obviously, you want every game, but a chance to knock off a rival and CPA district rival would be huge for the Eagles. Lindsey can't quite get there, but it's Richard. Down the lane goes Thomas. No good on the shot, but a foul call on a block against either McGee or Christian Scott. Who is it against? Let's see. It's against Holt. Holt's second personal of the game, the 10th team foul. Now there's 10 fouls on each team. At the line for 2 is Thomas. It was shooting foul anyway, gets the roll that time off the rim and the backboard. In comes Van Leer. Out will go Holt. Holt has been playing, I said it before, but really smoothly tonight. Richard will try to bring it back to 12. He does, 37-25. In will come Spann again, Coleman Spann for Allsmiller. Who else? That's it. Okay, Allsmiller will go back in a moment for somebody else. Christian Scott has it, guarded by Bonds. Bonds almost reaches in from behind. Double team. Timeout called by Coach Fay. He can't believe it. He's animated. It's fun to watch Coach Fay down there. He loves to, he definitely expresses himself on the sideline, as does Coach Maddox in a different way. But Coach Fay is fiery character, if you will. Okay. But he found my name badge in the parking lot last year and returned it to Coach Ellison. So I appreciate that from Coach Jen Fay. He could have taken it and done something with it, but that's a little bit more than you needed to know probably. I appreciate that from Coach Fay. Anyway, if you're just joining us, let's just mention the girls. CPA girls won convincingly earlier tonight over East Nashville to improve to 6-1 overall and remain undefeated in district play. It was by, I think, 32 points was the victory, thereabouts. I don't have it in front of me. So now the boys are trying to come back from a 12-point deficit with 1:34 to go till halftime. It's East Nashville basketball. McGee over to Upton. Upton will drive. Free throw line jumper, no good. Disrupted by Lindsay. Christian Scott goes up, no good. Rebound put up, no good. Rebound, Parker Howell. Push called against someone. Braxton Bonds, maybe? I can't believe that. Oh, no, it's against Parker Howell. Okay, Howell got the rebound then. The referee right there said he pushed off to get it, I think. I don't know about that one. Anyway, there have been calls on both sides that could be questionable. Spann goes out, Allsmiller back in for the Lions. 1:23 to go in the first half. That will be the second foul called against, no, wait a minute. Yeah, second call against Parker. Free throw good by McGee. Lead is 13 again, 38-25. Shot, second one is a swish also. Well, it rattles in actually, it's good. 14-point lead again for East. 1:18 remaining here in the first half. Allsmiller inside for Lindsay. Lindsay goes up and is hammered by two guys at least. Foul call that time by both, or two referees at least. Let's see what the call, who got the foul assessed. It'll be against number 14, McGee. And Torrey will pick up his second personal. That's the team's, 11 through 12. Shooting violation anyway. 2 shots for Jalen Lindsay. Gets the first one to go. Nicely done. Lindsay, the junior. Lots of interest from colleges, as we know. Second shot rattles in again. Okay, 1:13 to go in the first half. Lead is 12 again. Lions try to get under double digits. Would be a really helpful thing before halftime to get under 10 points. But it won't happen like that. McGee hits a 3. Lead is now 15. 42-37, or rather 42-27. Bonds, under a minute to go in the half. Allsmiller for 3. Give it to him. If Jake gets hot, it'll help the Lions. 42-30. 12 again. Can the Lions get it under 10? That'd be big. Christian Scott back to Upton. Upton over to Bobby Scott. Bobby Scott guarded closely by Jake. 34 seconds to go till half. Upton looking inside, blocked away, knocked away to Howell. Now Howell has it stolen away by Upton though. And oh my goodness, that's a foul called against Bonds, but it was looked to me like a pickpocket job by Braxton right there against McGee, but McGee will go to the line and shoot 2. Coach Maddox couldn't believe that call, I think. A little bit frustrated there. Well, almost a turnover. CPA almost had the ball. It was Parker Howell. They lost it with a good steal by somebody for East, and then McGee's shot is off the rim. Lead is 12 still, 42-30 with 25.8 seconds. At halftime, we'll try to get an interview with Bradshaw if we can. Craig Bradshaw, who is in the house, or Coach Mike Elson. We'll see what works out that way. Stay tuned. 20 seconds to go. Lions trail by 13 points. Bonds. How about a three right here? That'd be huge. Where is Jake? Parker Howell to Alsmiller. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. Bonds in trouble. Lindsey goes in and one. Yes. Okay, nice pass and a conversion by Jalen with 2.3 to go in the first half. That could be three-pointer you wanted the old-fashioned way. If he can convert the free throw, it would be 10 points. That would be huge. Lions to trail by 15. Free throw, good. In comes Manuel, maybe for some defense. Out goes Howell. Howell has the 2 fouls, right? I think. I don't know. 2 seconds, 1. At the buzzer, off the hands of Bobby Scott, no good. No shot taken. So the Lions at least get back to 10 after trailing by as many as 15. Still in some trouble are your CPA Lions as we come to halftime. I'm looking to see where Craig Bradshaw is. We may try to get Craig for a quick interview. I don't see him anywhere nearby, but if we can grab Craig, we'll do so. If not, we'll maybe settle for Coach Mike Elson, the AD. I see him down there. Did you grab Coach Elson?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see if he wants to come up for. Referees are talking about something at half court there. I don't know what the deal on that is, but anyway. I'm looking for, anyway, Craig Bradshaw has had a good season so far at Belmont as a freshman, playing for Coach Rick Byrd. Those of you who are CPA fans know that news, that Craig is at Belmont, and he was, I think, player of the game for one of the early games, had 11 points in one out contest. And Belmont, of course, already has defeated Stanford this year. Yes, Stanford, and they play Kansas next week at Allen Fieldhouse at Kansas. So that'll be a big game for Craig Bradshaw. He'll be at Kansas. He goes from CPA to Kansas. And we have now Coach Mike Elson joining us here at the half. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you. I think we're both on the air. So, Coach Elson, we were just talking about the fact that CPA hasn't lost a game in 2012, and they're in some trouble right now. How would you assess the first half and how it's gone for our Lions?
Well, the first thing I'll say is that I've been amazed at the quickness of the East literature. They look like they're feeling comfortable on their home floor, and we're having to adjust. And so I think this is really good for us right now. We, Coach Maddox is going to have to go in and make some halftime adjustments. Be interested to see if we come back full court or maybe start doing a little bit more of a half-court trap. But Coach Drew, he'll take care and do what he needs or what he thinks that we need to do.
Good to get it back within 10 at least at the half there for being down by 15, I think.
That was a huge three-point play and showed Jalen's strength on the finish right there. And then, Braxton Blackwell being out at the end of the second quarter, that hurt. Also, Jake Alsman's been sick, and I'm not making excuses, but
sure,
you can tell the chemistry is, we're trying to get that back, and this is good for us. I feel like this first half has been good for us.
Well, we talked earlier with Coach Maddox. I were talking earlier today about the fact that, got to be honest, the 3 seniors graduated. One of them was Craig Bradshaw. He was a lot of the engine. So this team is still finding its way in some ways as far as that chemistry. You said chemistry, and it's going to be maybe take some time for them to gel. Is that true?
Oh, sure, of course. One neat thing, you take Thomas Richard, for example, not getting to play at all a year ago and then being able to come back, and he had a nice finish in the second quarter. But, if you really think about it, the game was tied at 15, and the clock did not start there on that sideline. Beautiful out-of-bounds pass from Braxton to Jalen. And then when they took the ball out of bounds, the clock started, and that gave Mr. Holt enough time to catch and be able to launch that shot. So it's taken us a while to, recover from that. So for me, all the coaching clinics I've ever attended, the first 5 to 6 minutes of the third quarter set the tone. So they don't really remember how you start, but they do remember how you finish. And I know Coach Drew's going to have us ready to go in the third quarter, second half.
Thanks too for that information, because it was hard to tell from up here what Coach Maddox was asking the referees about. It was about the clock starting, not the shot being taken before the buzzer went. It was about the clock not starting before that, right?
That's right. Yeah, okay. There was a discrepancy there, and nobody, it's tough to run the clock.
Oh, sure.
For those who have run the clock at a game, you realize
Absolutely.
that. But at the same time, just all you can ask for as a coach is that they own it, and then you can move on. But nobody really owned it. And then, Phil, there was an issue in the second quarter where it looked like a jump ball had been called. And all of a sudden, Jake Allsmiller was called for whistle for a foul, and that didn't make sense. And then there's some discrepancy about the possession arrow. And I'm not sure where it's supposed to sit right now. It looks like it's East Nashville's ball coming out.
It's going to be hard to adjust that new name.
It is after 15, 20 years. But
sure.
East Nashville's ball coming out in the third quarter, and I thought it was our ball. But, this has been awesome as a coach, just sitting there behind the bench watching both coaches move their chess pieces. And, and it's going to be – I'm really looking forward to the second half adjustments by both.
I was going to say, you mentioned both coaches. I was going to say Coach Fay was certainly animated early in the game about some calls he thought were calls against his guys that shouldn't have been called fouls. So I know there's probably a little bit of high blood pressure among both the coaches right now, or at times in this first half.
A high level of intensity for both. I was impressed with Coach Fay. He had a couple of guys come off the bench. One, I think his last name's McGee.
Right, McGee. Torrey McGee, number 14.
Yeah, he had some points scored and
well.
Hit a couple shots that damaged us. And I also think watching us play, these guys, East Nashville just keeps on coming on.
Hard place to play.
They're attacking the basket. I think it's Bobby Scott.
Number 3, Bobby Scott.
Their guard, he's setting a great tone. But, I like the ball in Braxton Bond's hands as well.
Sure.
So that's what I look forward to.
Yeah, me too. The second half will be really intriguing to watch. Before we get to go back to boys, let me I look around the gym. I see some of the girls sitting up here in the stands from the girls' game. We want to make sure we recognize them for their convincing victory earlier this evening, and they're off to a good start at 6-1 and undefeated in district play. So what's your assessment of the girls thus far this season? Well,
there's no question it all starts with our 3 senior leaders that play. I know Alyssa Schaffner is coming off the bench. And Alyssa, first of all, I want to give a shout-out to Alyssa Schaffner because I think she's an amazing encourager on the bench, and I'm always looking for that as a coach. Very unselfish. So that means a lot.
She got a rebound, I think, in the game, late in the game. So.
She brings a lot of good qualities to the team. So shout-out to Alyssa. And then, LT the other night at Good Pasture had a great game. And in Faith Legate, the neat thing about Faith right now, she's stepping out and is extending her game, able to hit the 3 now. That's going to help her next year at Lipscomb University. And in Meredith, you can just see her. She just true grit. She just grits her teeth, attacks the basket. She looked like her legs looked good tonight. She had some bounce in her step and her legs. And they run a little baseline curl for her that she pops out and hits the 3s, and when she released tonight, I could tell Meredith's just getting her basketball legs back. So,
and we had her on for the post-game interview and talked about a little bit about how the shots started falling for them as the game went on.
Meredith's been a great player for CPA since her 8th grade year, and she's always been known to make the big shot, and I don't expect anything less as we move through this basketball season. So it'll be fun to watch Coach Becky lead the girls, and they've got a big game on Tuesday night at Brentwood Academy, and it'll be a good early non-district test for both the girls and the boys.
Well, before we finish up halftime here in a minute, anything else I guess maybe we could talk about a little bit about football, what a great season it was this fall, and ending on a tough game against Milan. Or anything else you want to talk about? Maybe it's that. Maybe just a shout-out to the football guys.
Well, I mean, I think the job Coach Martin, Coach Epps, Coach Haywood, Coach Linger, Coach Keck, forgive me for leaving anybody out.
All those guys.
They my favorite thing about them, Phil, is what they're doing off the field. The camaraderie of that staff. Randy Herron is the spiritual coach of the football program and is also meeting with the boys basketball coaches. And just watching them grow spiritually and seeing from an internal perspective how they love the Lord, how they love each other, and then how they love our players. And then we're watching the fruits of the labor unfold out on the field. And when you go 25-3 over Coach Martin's first 2 years as head coach in the program, that's awesome, but it's not the most important thing we do. It's those guys loving one another well. And so, we hated to lose that semifinal game. I think we hated to lose that game more for the seniors and then for the journey of it. That's the beauty of sports. Big-time shout-out to them, our football cheerleaders, and all the sacrifice. And it'll be neat to watch us in January, get into the weight room and really dig in and
Sure.
and looking forward to next season. We've already got our game schedule set, and so it's going to be tough.
Including
we'll see
Brentwood
what
High
happens.
School, week 0, Brentwood High School, right in the den.
That's right. Brentwood High. I think other non-district games are Hillwood, Maplewood, Whites Creek, and then we get to play Milan.
Capital M, Milan,
week
right?
5, and that'll be an interesting 5-game non-district schedule for sure. But
quite a bit.
I know the coaches and the players, they'll be up for the challenge, and it'll be neat to watch that journey unfold.
Well, speaking of journeys, real quickly, I know you're planning, I think, to head up to Louisville for the King of the Bluegrass tournament. CPA, the defending champion of that tournament. Then they also go to Myrtle Beach the following week for the Beach Ball Classic. So that's going to be fun for these guys coming up.
Yeah, they'll play anywhere from 5 to 10 games combined when you count both those tournaments. And those are premier tournaments, just some of the best high school programs in the country. And our guys are going to see what good is. And you know what's neat? When we go play, everybody else will see what good is in Tennessee.
Sure.
So it'll be good both ways. And then, tonight, this is awesome for us. Just so glad to see us challenged. And in a game like this, Phil, it motivates you in practice because you can't get practice back, but you sure can learn a lot in a game and then be motivated the next time out as a unit. So we'll see what happens in the second half.
Well, about less than a minute away. So Coach Mike Elson, thanks for joining us here at halftime. Appreciate the AD of CPA, the only AD in the history of CPA, right? 26 years of athletics. Am I getting that right?
Yes, sir. Somewhere. I've lost count on the math. But thank you, Phil. Thank you for doing this, and I hope it's a great blessing to so many at home who are having the opportunity to watch online.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach Elson. All right, second half action almost ready to begin here. About 18 seconds to go. And we will have, it'll be, I think, East basketball, right? Not sure. Well, of course, switch sides, obviously, as we do every basketball game. The Lions, if you're just joining us, they were down by as many as 15 points there in the first half. Got it back to 10 at the half at 43-33. And now we'll try to cut into that lead even further. It will be Lions basketball. I apologize for that. CPA basketball. It'll be Blackwell inbounding, trying to inbound to Bonds. Yes, Bonds down the lane. Bonds goes up. No, Bonds to Span. Span for 3. No good. Rebound by East Nashville that time. Down the lane goes Holt. Holt blocked by Lindsay. What a nice play by Jalen right there on the block. Richard has it almost stolen away, but not quite by Russell. It will be off of, yes, they're going to say off of Richard that time. I can't believe that. I thought it was off of East. It was now rebound by Coleman. Span. Fast pace so far in 17 seconds into the second half. Clock not running yet, though. Clock not running yet. Lindsay goes up, hammered. Foul called against Russell. Clock now starts to run now. It will stop again. Well, Coach Elson just a minute ago referred to a discrepancy with the clock in the first half. You can see why that might have happened. It happened right there, too. Last year was it either here or at Stratford I think it was here, actually, where the clock operation was quite questionable. So if that's the case again, I don't know. That's unfortunate. Coach Elson was talking about that into the first quarter when the clock didn't start on the alley-oop dunk that Lindsay's converted, and then again, that allowed time for Terry Holt to get enough time to get a shot off from past half court off the backboard and in for an 18-15 lead for his team. Here's Lindsay shooting, rattles in. Lead now 9 again, 43-34. Lions had it tied at 15, and then that three-point shot at the buzzer made 18-15, and from there, really, East Nashville kind of stretched it out a little bit until they were up by 15. It was 42-27 at one point. Now, well, since then, it's actually a 7-1 run. Is that right for the Lions? Yeah, that's right. Stolen, almost, not quite, by Bonds. Holt to Russell in the corner. Russell will bring it back out again, and stolen by Bonds. Good job by Braxton there. Maybe fouled. No, Upton tries to disrupt it. Oh, what a play. No good on the layup, though. It's Lindsay coming out with it. Jada Lindsay. Lindsay in the corner to Span for 3. No good. Scotting for the rebound is, well, it comes to Holt. Now it's 3-on-1. Bobby Scott blocked by Lindsay. Second shot good, though. Lindsay with a nice block, but the ball came down to Bobby Scott, and he converted to make it 11 points again, 45-34, with 6:50 remaining here in the third. The Lions are trying, boy. They're just East is playing really well. That one was stolen by Smith. Rather, had it stolen away. What's the call here? A kick. Thank you, Derek. It will be East basketball. That time it was a steal. Smith stole it from Blackwell. Full court pressure by CPA. They have Bonds, Richard, Alsmiller there, 23, Lindsay, and Blackwell. Here's Bobby Scott for a long two. No good. Rebound comes to Bonds. Bonds across midcourt. Bonds down the lane. Bonds is tripped. No call. Ball now. Lindsay has it. Goes up. Shoots. Scores. Hoping for a foul call. Didn't get it, but it's a basket. It's 45-36 now. Terry Holt across midcourt. Holt all the way. Charge! Good job by Lindsay taking the charge right there. And he goes, let's go. You see Lindsay right there. I don't know if you see it or not. Lindsay was clapping his hands saying, let's go. Let's go, boys. And I think Coach Maddox is looking to Jalen to be that leader that in many ways Craig Bradshaw was last year, the emotional leader on the court. And Bradshaw is somewhere in the gym tonight. I don't see him right now, but Bonds, not only Bonds, goes up. Bonds, what a play, yes! Braxton Bonds lays it in. Lead is down to 7 again all of a sudden, 45-38. CPA can score in bunches if they get rolling. Smith, Upton, Holt for 3. Ouch. Good shot there by Terry Holt. Boy, that one hurts. You're down to 7, and now it's back to 10 all of a sudden. 48-38. 5:26 to go in the third. Lions playing a little bit better, but they've got to stop that perimeter shot by guys like Terry Holt. Bonds, a little runner, no good. Nobody there to rebound it for the Lions. Taken by Holt easily. Richard will be called for a block on that one. As Holt kind of faked inside, went back out, and Richard thought he was there, but referee said no. 5:10 to go in the third. Lead at 10. Team fouls, 2 against East Nashville this half, and 1 against CPA. East Literature forever. Now they're East Nashville. Manuel going to come back in a moment. Trapping defense, maybe. We'll see if they do. Kicked there out of bounds by Alsmiller. That would be a shot clock reset if there was a shot clock in high school. There isn't. Richard goes out. That was his first personal a moment ago for Thomas. But he's out. Holt for 3. No good this time. Blackwell off his hand. No. That's the wrong call. That's the wrong call. That's white basket. Yeah, they're going to correct that. That's a second half maybe. Referee forgot which direction he was pointing. So that was definitely off of Braxton Blackwell, the freshman. Upton inside to Holt. Holt guarded Lindsay. Good job by Manuel, the rebound. Here comes Braxton Bonds. Good job by Jalen that time to disrupt the shot. 4:40 to go. 10-point lead. What's the call? Block called against East, right? It'll be against Bobby Scott. Second personal, I think. Yes. Okay. Team's third. Out of bounds will be Bonds inbounding to Braxton Blackwell. 2 Braxtons on the team, Bonds and Blackwell. That's confusing enough for the announcer to try to figure that out. Thanks, guys. A lot of B's in that. And there's Braxton Blackwell with a nice drive. Left-handed layup. Good. Back to 8-point lead now. 4:23 to go in the third. Full court pressure, Bobby Scott trying to get it across. Upton has it. Upton will fake and then get across. Tipped away, out of bounds, off of whom? Well, they say off of Blackwell. I thought from this angle it was off Russell, but they didn't see it from that angle. So it will be CPA playing defense still. But they're back within 8. They need a momentum swing. They might be on the verge of one if they can get a stop right here. We'll see. 4:14 in the third. Upton inside to Russell, back to Holt. Holt down to Smith. Smith driving, Smith faking, Smith shooting, Smith scoring. 10-point lead again, 4:04 in the third. Bonds. Blackwell. Bonds. Inside Lindsay. Lindsay has it stolen away by Bobby Scott. But there's Blackwell to get it back. Good job by Braxton Blackwell, the freshman. Corner, Alsmiller for three. Nails it! Jake Alsmiller. Timeout called by Coach Maddox there, I believe. As is his wont to do, Coach Maddox will often call timeout after a bucket by his team. That makes it a 7-point advantage for East. It's a full timeout. 3:45 to go in the third quarter. Lions trying to claw their way back in here. They've gotten some momentum. I would say, momentum edges momentarily a couple times, and then there's been kind of a dagger by East, especially the likes of Terry Holt with his shooting touch. So the Lions, can they sustain some momentum is the question. We'll see if that's the case with under halfway remaining in the third quarter, 3:45 exactly. Phil Newman here with Derek Pennico and Joseph Newman bringing you this broadcast from East Nashville. Said it before, I'll say it once more. Invite your text. If you want to text me, see if you can, let me know if you can hear it and see it, or any other comments you have for the game at 615-347-5163. And I'd be happy to hear from you. Okay, inbounding will be Holt to Bobby Scott. Scott guarded by Bonds in the full court trapping type defense here by CPA. Trouble. Oh, not quite. Nice job by East to get it across. McGee disrupted. Nicely done by Lindsey. Now Braxton Blackwell to Bonds. Bonds with his back to the bucket to Alsmiller. Alsmiller back to Bonds. Almost traveled, but good job getting it back to Braxton. Now inside, look! Dunk by Blackwell. There's a dunk. It's a 5-point game again. 3:20 to go in the third. 50-45. Lions back within. 5 points. Holt down the lane. Holt loses it momentarily. Upton has it. Upton goes up. Upton. What's the call? 3 seconds or traveling? Traveling, we think. Coach Fay can't believe it. Coach Maddox says, "Come on, guys, let's run it." A shoe came off. It's Holt's one of Holt's orange shoes right there is off. As he's trying to put it back on. There you see it. Got to get a headset. You can't hear. I know. Yeah, it's hard for every. No. All right. All that to say, Lions now have the ball and a chance to make it a 3 or possibly a 2-point game again. Bonds guarded by Smith. Inside to Lindsey. Lindsey now back to Manuel. Manuel to Blackwell. Out of bounds. They're going to say Blackwell thought about shooting it off in the air, but he came down instead. And I think Jalen may be coaching him a little bit right there on that play. Bonds will attempt to inbound it. He does find Blackwell, or rather Lindsey. Lindsey for three. Nails it! Jalen Lindsey. It is a 2-point game. 50-48. Foul called against Jake right there, as Smith was dancing down the sideline right there, and Jake couldn't quite avoid the physical contact. Second foul, yes. Second against Jake. Team's only second of the half. Inbounded, Bonds guarding Upton. Now to Holt. Holt down the lane. Holt. Foul called against Bonds. He can't fathom that. Bonds thought he was playing good D there, but it was a foul judged against Braxton. Well, we got a ball game again, folks. It was 15 points at one point. Now it's 2. Second foul against Braxton of the game right there. Second personal. Team third. Defense is better this half for CPA. No question about it. East looks rattled more than they did in the first half, at least. Smith. Upton, double dribble, no call there. And layup is no good by Bobby Scott. Rebound to Blackwell. To Bonds. 2:18 to go in the third. Elsmiller is blocked. Jay comes down with it, though. Finds Blackwell. Blackwell now to Manuel for 3. No good. Rebound, though. Blackwell to Jake. Out of bounds off of East. Bobby Scott. 2:07 to go in the third. Lions playing much better than they did in the first half overall. They trail by 2 at 50-48 right now. Bonds inbounding. Looking for inside off the back of an East player, but it was Christian Scott down the lane. No good. Rebound to Blackwell. Good job by Blackwell to disrupt that one. Here's Manuel the other direction. Manuel In the corner to Bonds. Bonds inside to Lindsey. Lindsey spinning. Lindsey going to be called for a charge? No, a block is called. That one could have gone either way, and Jim Fay is beside himself. Coach Jim Fay makes the symbol as if Lindsey threw an elbow or a shoulder back. Crowd booing that one. CPA benefits from that bang play that could have been called a charge, but was called a block. There have been a couple plays like that could have gone either way. So they're kind of even out, I think, if memory serves. There have been several that went for both teams. So it's going to be the fourth team foul, the third foul against Bobby Scott. That's big. Maybe. Braxton Bonds looking to inbound it. Who's there? Lindsey, 2-pointer rather, swish! Free throw line extended. Tie game, 50-50. CPA is on a 23-8 run since they trailed by 15. Here is Bobby Scott with the 3 fouls. CPA crowd chanting defense. Manuel is playing D right there with Bonds. And it looks like a 2-3 zone right now. Scott, Upton driving. Upton off the side to Holt. Holt disrupted by Bonds. Nicely there by Braxton. 1:14 to go in the third. Tie game. Lions are back. 4 team fouls against East, 3 against CPA right now. 1:05 in the third. Upton will look inside. Knocked away by Manuel. Good job by Andrew Manuel to Blackwell to Bonds. I'll get it straight. Good job by Andrew right there. Under 48 seconds to go in the third. Blackwell, Lindsey, a long 3. Oh, in and out, almost. Just couldn't quite get that one to stay down. 42 seconds. Here is Smith. Off the hand, rather Christian Scott, off the hand of a teammate, Bobby Scott. Turnover East. They look rattled this quarter. I said it, it's a 23-8 CPA advantage since it was 15 points that they trailed. 31 seconds to go in the third. Blackwell has it. Maybe they'll hold for one shot here. Probably so if I had to guess. 25. 20. 15 seconds now. Bonds. High post. Lindsey. 9, 8, 7, 6. Bonds drives. Jake for 3. No good. Rebound. Holt. 1. No time on the clock. No good. Almost in. Almost hit the net with that one. That would have been the second buzzer beater of the game for Terry Holt, but it didn't quite find the mark. So, 50-50. At halftime, it was a 10-point lead at 43-33. So that means it's a 17-7 quarter for CPA. We'll get our math straight right there. My math. So the Lions win that quarter 17-7 to pull back to a tie, 50 apiece. And you got to say, Coach Elson said at halftime during the interview that we knew Coach Maddox was going to adjust, and he certainly must have adjusted, or the team adjusted, and they have played more intensely. They got East rattled more than they did in the first half. It looked like East had they had their way most of the first half and didn't seem at all disrupted. Third quarter, different story. CPA played with much more. Well, for one thing, they were crisper in that third quarter, and also they just hustled more. And the shooting has come back a little bit. Allsmiller drained one. Lindsey drained a few. Good hustle by Blackwell. Bonds running the floor really nicely at the 1. And it'll be who all's in? It is Coleman Spann. Coach Maddox pulled Coleman Spann back for a moment, then he sent him out. So now it's Upton to Bobby Scott. It's a zone defense being played by the Lions. Spann's in the game along with Bonds. Richard is back, number 20 right there. You see him. Blackwell and Lindsey. Here we go. Anybody's game. Bobby Scott. Scott goes back out. Guarded by Thomas in the zone. Kind of a trapping zone, I think. There's Smith for 2. He nails it over Lindsey. Not over Lindsey, but Lindsey couldn't quite get there in time to disrupt it. 2-point lead East again. 7:20. Lions, can they maintain the momentum that they had? Oh, what a jam by Lindsey. East thought it was traveling. But Lindsay went up and just crammed that one down. My gracious. Off a pass from Blackwell. That was freshman to junior right there. Here is Holt, no good. Rebound, Richard. May have pushed there a little bit. No call. Good job by Thomas. Here is Bonds. Tied at 52, I should say. Bonds. Now it's a zone, trapping zone being played. What's the call? On the sideline? Sideline, I guess on the foot of Coleman Span hit the sideline, we think. Bomber right there. He goes out. Back in comes Jake. Richard is out, and back in is Manuel. What's the deal? Timeout is called by East, a 30-second timeout. Okay. Wow, it's been a fast-paced second half, and I hope you're enjoying it out there in online internet land. I assume you're watching it. I hope you are. I see Faithful Gate right there. Good game. Okay, Faithful Gate, thumbs up. Girls won earlier over East Nashville to go to 6-1. And they are now 3-0 in district play. Okay. East basketball tie game, 6:37 on the clock. It's a nail biter. Here it is. Scott. Double teamed, yes, by Alsmiller and Bonds. Off the leg of, they're going to say it's off of, well, referee going to change his mind. That was off Blackwell. No, it was off Braxton. Braxton tried to sell that one to get the call, but it was a good call by the official to say, no. East basketball. That one's stolen by Bonds. Bonds to Lindsay. Lindsay, we call for a travel. That's probably a good call. It was good D that time by East. Maybe a little bit of a force to try to get the ball to Jalen right there. He didn't have much room to maneuver. Here comes steal from behind by Manuel. Manuel hustling into the hallway. Looked like a Hoosiers type play there when the players went into the hallway at Hoosiers. That was a little different, though, because they crashed into a trophy case. That time, thank goodness, there was no collision. Just great hustle by Andrew Manuel. Wow. East basketball. Osmiller with a chance for a steal, but he instead out of bounds to Coach Fay. Oh, Coach Fay, before he gives the ball back, said, hey, he got fouled, his player. Coach Fay's always working the refs. No question. Terry Holt will inbound. Try to anyway. To Smith. Smith now back to Holt. Holt for two. No good. Rebound comes out all the way out to Braxton Bonds. Bonds will bring it up slowly this time. Maybe not. Here is Blackwell. Blackwell, right wing, back to Bonds. 6:06 to go. Tie game at 52. Blackwell. Bonds. Well, inside to Lindsay. Knocked away. Foul called against Russell. That'll be his third or fourth. Third, I think. I think Scott has three. No, four on Russell. Okay, I lost a couple there on Russell. Inbound to Blackwell. Blackwell spins. Blackwell, what a move by Blackwell. Lays it in. Wow. Braxton Blackwell with a little drop step move right there, and boom, layup. Nicely done. 2-point lead. Lions off the foot of Holt. Manuel gets it. He will try to give it up to Bonds. Lions are trying to steal the momentum here. They've got it right now. Inside Lindsay. Lindsay goes up. Lindsay shot no good. Rebound Blackwell. Lays it in no good. Rebound Russell. Russell gives it back to Holt. Bonds will be called on a foul as he slaps from behind. Bonds done that about 4 times tonight. Hadn't been called till that time, so that's a dangerous way to live. And that time they called it. 2-point lead Lions. Out goes Manuel, getting a standing, not standing ovation, but standing high fives from his teammates, and well deserved. He's really hustling tonight. 5:22 in the game, in the fourth quarter at least. 2-point lead CPA. Christian Scott over to Holt. Holt back to Bobby Scott. Scott to Christian. Christian long three, disrupted by Blackwell. Off the backboard, really? Oh my goodness, the bank is open. 5:05 to go, 1-point lead. East Nashville, that credit union shot there, stolen by Holt. Holt now to Smith. guarded by Richard right now. Lions lost some momentum maybe here. We'll see if they get it back. Holt down the lane. Holt goes up. Holt's shot is disrupted by Lindsey. Nice job by Jalen. Tips it to Richard. Richard on a run out. Richard to Lindsey. Too far over his head. Richard maybe a little bit out of control right there. Losing his balance as he tried to make that pass to Lindsey. Couldn't quite get it in the reach of Jalen. So with 4:38 to go in the fourth, it'll be a 1-point lead for East. 55-54. Subs coming back in. Russell's in with 4 fouls for East. Here's Bobby Scott with 3 fouls. He has the ball. He'll pull it back out and set it back up. 4:32 on the clock. Long 3 for Holt. Oh, in and out. He thought that was good. He felt confident about it when he kind of ran back down court, but it just couldn't quite go down. Good for CPA on that one. 4:20 to go. They trail by a point. It's going to be a high screen set by Blackwell. Bonds inside to Lindsey. Lindsey comes down, but Lindsey spins. Lindsey shoots. Lindsey, no good. Rebound, though. Blackwell, what a play. He got position inside, got the rebound, and laid it in. Smith on the floor. Traveling? Come on, yes. Traveling call. Coach Fay can't believe it. He was on the ground. That's got to be a travel, and it was called by the official here on the side right in front of Coach Jim Fay. Fans booing that one. Lions by a point. 3:58 to go in the fourth. Fans chanting now, "Ref, you aren't nice," or something like similar to that with the S word inserted. Here's Bonds on the lane. Bonds, oh, nice play there by Russell for East. Here's Holt. Holt goes up, blocked. Oh, blocked. The first one was blocked, second one not blocked. Russell gets it in. Coach Fay calls a timeout vociferously in the face of the referee. Coach Fay had his timeout. He almost hit the referee in the face with his timeout call right there. And the ref gave a second look to Coach Fay to say, hey, what are you doing? Don't slap me. Anyway, it's called a full timeout by Coach Fay. So we can reset right here. Back in front, go East. The Eagles at 57-56 with 3:36. Derek Penico breathes out. It is quite an intense second half we've been able to watch right here. Checking the wire for any kind of messages. I don't see any yet. So, 4 team fouls against CPA right now, 5 on East. Foul trouble. Russell for East has 4 fouls. CPA, I don't think anybody has 3. I may have missed somebody. I think it's just 2 fouls for several guys, including Blackwell, Lindsey, and Allsmiller, if my notes are correct. Lions trailed by 15 points. It was 42-27. Then they went on a 23-8 run to tie it at 50. And now it's been 7-6 East since that point. Here comes Bonds. Bonds to Blackwell. Blackwell to Richard. Thomas. Oh, gracious. Oh, my goodness. You can't do that in high school basketball. Coach Maddox called it, though, I think, before. Well, they changed that rule a few years ago where if you're in the air, you can't call a timeout. Maybe Coach Maddox called it before Bonds left the floor. I don't know. I know for many years, as we know, it used to be guys flying out of bounds, calling timeout in the air, and they changed that rule. But that time, it benefits CPA. They were awarded the timeout. Timeouts left. What are we at? Not on the scoreboard. 1 apiece, we think. Thank you, Derek. Is your mom watching, you think, maybe? Derek's mom's watching. Hey, hi, Derek's mom. Appreciate you watching. Derek's great. We love having Derek helping us out in the athletics department at CPA. He is a Belmont. Help me get this right. No, grad student at Belmont. Okay. All right, here we go. 3:16 on the clock, fourth quarter. 1-point lead East. Bonds has it. Lindsey's inside. Blackwell's in the game. Richard as well. There's Blackwell at the free throw line. High post. Back to Bonds. Now to Richard, right wing. Allsmiller over there as well. They won't leave Jake much room for a shot. 2:59 to go. Lindsey for 3. Nails it. Jalen from the corner. It's Allsmiller's spot. And Lindsey said, I can shoot from there too. Why not? Holt guarded by Lindsey. 2-point lead Lions now, 59-57. 2:44 to go, fourth quarter. Boy, if Lions can win this game, it'd be a character achievement. Three-pointer for Scott. No good. Rebound, Lindsey. Lindsey hands it off to Bonds. They're going to say, we're saying slow it down perhaps. We'll see. 2:30. Lions by 2, a minuscule margin. But better than being down 15 as they were. Lindsey thinks about a 3, but doesn't take it. Oh, crowd wants a walk there. No such size. Three-pointer this time by Lindsey. Nails it! Jalen Lindsey with 2 straight three-pointers. Lions up by 5. Oh, clutch right there. Clutch by Jalen, number 21, the junior. 5-point lead. 2:05 to go in the fourth. Holt back to Bobby Scott. Now it's a man-to-man being played by CPA. Is it? Maybe not. I can't tell. That's good. Bobby Scott can't get the handle. East is rattled, but they're still in this game, down by only 5. A minute 50. Shot off the rim, no good. Rebound, fought for, out of bounds, off of Russell. It bounces off the rim twice. Blackwell was there. Russell was there. Russell tipped it out of bounds. 1:45 on the clock. Lions basketball. East, we may want to get out of this gym fast if we win this game. East fans not going to be happy with because they almost had this one in hand. I mean, they thought they had this one. I mean, no disrespect to East fans. All I mean is it's frustrating when you're ahead by 15 in the second, let's see. That was first half, actually, second quarter. Lions have come back. Lindsey is the story at the moment. 2 3-pointers in a row for Jalen. Okay, inbounding CPA full court press put on by the Eagles. Blackwell, almost out of bounds. Saved by Bonds. Bonds. Blackwell to Richard. Richard goes up, lays it in. 7-point lead. Lions. Blackwell says, get up, get up. 64-57, 129. What's the call? Whistle blows. Referee saying what? I can't tell. Foul? No. I was looking at the scoreboard. I didn't see it. Okay, it's East basketball. I was checking the scoreboard. 127 to go. 7-point Lions. Have the Lions come back and won this game? My goodness. We're going to try to get Jalen on for an interview after the game if we can. If the score holds, especially. Three-pointer blocked. Oh, foul called against Blackwell. Coach Maddox says he thought Blackwell got all ball that time. Hard to see from this angle. I thought it was maybe on the head, Derek says. So maybe that's a good point. I think he did hit him on the head. And we'll see if we can go grab Lindsey after the game, if we can, for a quick interview up here on camera. So stay tuned for that. No good on the free throw by Holt. 1:13 to go. Lions by 7. Wow, what a turnaround. They were down 42-27. Free throw good that time. It's back to 6. Not over yet by any stretch. I don't mean to imply that at all. I'm just saying Lions have all the momentum right now. But Holt with a second, he missed one. He gets one more. He had 3 free throws on the 3-point shot attempt foul. And second one's good, so it's 5 points. 64-59, inbounded Lindsey. Lindsey all by himself. He'll go up and jam it. Lead is 7. Nobody went back to guard Jalen Lindsey that time. That's unbelievable. Lindsey has 8 points in a row for CPA. Driving is Bobby Scott down the lane. A foul called? Really? Oh, my goodness. Against Alsmiller, I believe. On the floor, no shot. Yes, Jake gets the call for the foul. Didn't see much there. Jake's a small guy. He couldn't muscle Scott like that. Nothing against Jake right there. He's just not a muscular guy as much as like a now I'm getting in trouble. He's muscular. He's just not built like a tank. He's more of a lithe player. 3-pointer, no good. Rebound, fought for by Alsmiller. Bobby Scott clock at 45 seconds. Long 3, no good. Rebound, fought for by 2 Lions. Now there's Jake with a great rebound. 38 seconds to go. Foul committed by Christian Scott against Bonds. Lead is 7 for the Lions with 37.7. What's referee doing? Yes, a foul's called against Christian Scott. Only the 6th team foul, though, against East, so not shooting yet. They need to foul again quickly if they want to stop this clock and make it a free throw contest the rest of the way. I assume they'll foul somebody very fast. It will be, no, Lindsey, no foul call? Okay. Blackwell gets fouled, okay. I'm surprised they didn't foul Lindsey there first, but they waited until 5 seconds were off the clock, and now 32.8 left. It'll be Blackwell to the line, shooting 1+1. That is a 7th team foul against East, and Lions sit on 6 right now, so the next foul against a call against CPA would be shooting 1-1 for East. Good by Blackwell, the freshman. I don't know if Jack Cothran's out there watching, but I'll say it. My goodness, a freshman. That's for you, Jack Cothran. Larry Munson fan. Also, it's also for Gordon Mote. If Gordon's out there watching, that was for Gordon. If you're tuning in, Mr. Gordon Mote, my goodness, a freshman. Yep. Larry Munson. Bonds to the line. He was fouled. Lead is now 8 points at 67-59 with 30.6 seconds remaining. Bonds gets the 1+1. 18 fouls against East. First one's a swish. Lions are going to win this game, I think. Let's not count the chickens before they hatch, to coin a phrase. But if I had to say it, I'd say the Lions are icing this one away right now. There it is, a swish. 69-59. 10-point advantage for CPA. Wow. What can you say? This team has shown its character and mettle in the second half to come back from that 15-point deficit, and they'll remain undefeated in 2012. Off the no good by Bobby Scott. Torrey Holt for 3. No good. Rebound Blackwell. Bonds. A foul will be called with 17.8 to go. It's academic now. It's 10 points. Stick around for the post-game interview. We will see if we can get Jalen up here. Lindsey was clutch with those late buckets and providing a spark the Lions desperately needed. Getting in the game, we think, will be several of our younger players. Well, other players who don't get as much playing time, we'll see. And it will be subs coming in for CPA, including 33, Micah Davis, 32. Different number. That's Dreer, Ben Dreer. I thought he was wearing 12, but 12 was being worn by Adams. Out go the starters except for Bonds. So we have Spann in the game, Davis, Dreer, I hope that's Dreer, Adams, and Bonds comes out now, and Connor Zelnick goes back in. So lots of applause right there by the Lions fans to our left. Clock not running. Well, that's because they haven't picked it up yet. Good job there. A long three by Holt. Off the backboard, no good. Rebound, Paul Adams to Micah Davis, to Zelnick. Wow, he gets manhandled right there by Bobby Scott. 6.9 to go. Lead is now 12. They want to make it worse, really? I guess they do. And we'll ask Derek if he can kind of corral Jalen in a second, and we'll get him up here for a quick interview. We'll have Jalen right here. We hope he'll be willing to do that. I think so. Zelnick gets in the scorebook with a free throw. Connor Zelnick, number 3. Second free throw finds the mark. 2 points for Connor in relief. 14-point lead Lions. 6 seconds to go. It'll run out here, we think. Well, they may shoot it one more time. East might. Long three off the backboard. It goes in. It counts at the buzzer by Booker. But the game's over. It'll be 73-62. 61. 73-61. So it's a 12-point victory for CPA. They win. That's the final. And if you tune in late, man, the Lions were in deep trouble in the first half, down by 15 points at one juncture. And then they came back to make it 10 points at the half. In the third quarter, they won the third quarter 17-7 to tie it up at 50 apiece. And then they pulled away in the fourth quarter to win by 12. They were up by, I think, 14 at one point. So hang around. We're going to have Jalen Lindsey on camera here up in the stands momentarily, I think. Derek is trying to grab him. And there'll be a quick picture taken by a fan right there with Jalen before we get him. And we'll get Coach Stephen Owens to help us get Jalen for a quick post-game interview. While we await Jalen, there he's being interviewed by Harold Huggins from the Nashville City Paper. While Jalen's being interviewed by Mr. Harold Huggins for an article for the City Paper, we'll just recap again. The Lions couldn't really rattle East in the first half. The Eagles were in the flow. They were making their shots. Terry Holt was unbelievable. And CPA adjusted at the half and was able to really put pressure on the Eagles and rattle them in the second half a lot more. And the result was the Lions were able to come back, and then Lindsey was key with some big shots toward the end to help the Lions pull away. Close game, though. Big one. Coach Elson said at halftime, this is the kind of game that CPA needed to really test their character and their mettle, and they were able to kind of get refined a little bit in the fire that second half, and the first half too, and show that they can hang in a tough ball game. There'll be more like that to come in Louisville and also in and at the beach ball in Myrtle Beach. Sorry about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Let's see that. There you go. Okay. We're right here on camera.
Okay.
Jalen Lindsey, hey, good game. Congratulations on the victory. We're just talking about the fact that you guys, it was a character test. I mean, that first half was tough. They had you guys a little bit on the ropes. What was the difference in second half for you guys coming back?
We just really had to play under control. We were kind of out of control, not playing ourselves. We were letting the crowd get in our heads. And so coach at halftime was telling us to play our game, play under control and play with intensity and have fun. So that's what we did. We came out here and we executed it.
And for you, those big 3-pointers in a row, then a bucket, 8 points in a row for you. What was there a spark that you just said, I'm going to kind of take this game over a little bit?
It's at the game. It's crunch time. That's what elite players. If I want to be an elite player, that's what we have to do. And it's all about my teammates. They gave me the ball when I needed it, and then they were there for me when I needed them to get them the ball. So I give all the thanks to my teammates for helping me get those 8 points at the end of the game.
No question, guys like Andrew Manuel hustling, running out into the hallway, and that kind of thing was a spark. The whole team came back, played better D. It looked like. What was the difference in shooting from first half to second half? Was it just something you guys saw the rim better as the game went on, or?
Yeah, we just kind of played in control. We were just having fun, and the shots were there, so we shot them. He was telling us to play free. That's what we did. We were kind of timid in the first half. In the second half, we were playing free. That's what happened. So we played well. If
I may ask you one more question. So we saw Craig Bradshaw in the audience tonight, and you can't help but think about last year. How he was a lot of times the emotional spark. Is it something that you are taking more of the mantle of emotional leadership for your team, or is it more of a group that's stepping up this year?
It's kind of more of a group. I'm here to help my team. I'm here to lead them, because that's what I feel like one of my responsibilities are. And, but as a team, I think we're all pitching in the same way. We got Braxton, Thomas, all the football players, and I think we're all being leaders in a way, and we're helping the kids that will be here when we're gone. So we're trying to help these guys get up, and so it's definitely a group thing.
Great. Good game.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
so much, Jalen. Excellent
you.
game. Good
Yes,
victory.
Sir.
Appreciate you joining us after the game.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. That was Jalen Lindsey, our post-game interview. He'll be back on the court next Tuesday against Brentwood Academy at BA. The girls will play at 6, the boys at 7:30. We'll have the broadcast for you from Brentwood Academy on Tuesday. For Derek Pinnico, Joseph Newman, this is Phil Newman. Thanking you for joining us tonight as the Lions, down by 15 points in the second quarter, come back to win by 12 at 73-61. Also, the girls win earlier tonight, so it's a 2-0 evening at East for your CPA Lions. We'll see you back here at the Academy real soon. Good night.